Peace, power, and prosperity. Peace, power, and prosperity. It's your brother, your comrade, Yafael Balagoon, street reporter. I'm here with the legend, Mr. Akintunde Funso. And, there's a couple of things I wanted to discuss with him. So he was so gracious to actually join us here today. So I'm grateful for his time. I guess one thing I wanted to discuss with you, I saw that you commented one time, you stated that in 1972 that the Black Panther Party here in the city of Dallas was organized in a place called Robin Oaks, and I know that to be off Ledbetter. And in my time frame, it's called the Oasis, and I know it's called
hmm
something else now. Could you just tell us a little bit about some of the things that you guys were doing at Robin Oaks at the time in 1972?
Well, in 1972, that was right when Brother Boko told me to organize a Panther Party in Dallas. There were two sisters. They weren't blood sisters, but one was named Shawnee, and the other one named Dania. They had just finished high school, and they had their first apartments in Robin Oaks. That's when Robin Oaks was actually a luxury apartment. And so they agreed to let us use their apartment for our headquarters, have meetings, distribute Panther papers. It was a church called Carver Heights Baptist Church. The pastor then was a friend of my father's. They were fellow pastors, and they helped us distribute food to children who were going to school for the free breakfast program. And we were there for a while. That was where Bunchy Kriya and Charlie Powell, who later became Khalif Hassan, came to see what we were doing and whether or not that they were going to bring a charter, send a charter to Dallas for the Black Panther Party. It was me, Skip Shockley, Malik Anderson, Odinga, Norris Batts. I don't think y'all ever met Norris Batts. He passed recently. That was before Fahim got the charter, so he wasn't a part of that yet. That was when he had some kind of a conflict with the Panther Party based on some stuff that happened that I wasn't even around when it happened. I was in prison when it happened. But he eventually came around and joined the party and became a coordinator. And that's where we started in Robin Village Apartments in Shani and Dania's apartment. Dania's gone back to using her government name, which is Sandra Bryant. And I think Shani's name was Shirley Evans. And they were supportive for a long time. Then they began to involve themselves in cultural nationalism, and Dania was the founding dancer of Amari Drummond Dance Corps. I know there's an Amari Drummond Dance Corps now, but the original Amari Drummond Dance Corps, she was the principal dancer, and she taught African dance to the sisters who became a part of Amari African Drum and Dance Corps. And the founders were Dania, Karaoke Uhuru, who before he passed was known as Ifeyomi.
Yeah, Ifayomi.
And then there was a brother named Salih and Malik, and Leo Hassan was one of the founders. And there was a brother named Emmanuel and a brother named Daoud who participated with them.
Interesting. So, what in terms of the organizing on Ledbetter, were you all kind of really focused on Ledbetter, like just the general area around Ledbetter, or were you going to different places around the city?
Actually, what we were doing at that time was we were getting ready to form the Black Students for Community Survival. But around Ledbetter, we distributed the Black Panther paper. We sold the Black Panther papers. It was a store called Minyards.
Mm-hmm.
That was across the street from Prince Hall Apartments. We would sell papers in front of Minyards, and down the street. Let me make sure. I forget what was down the street, but there was a store down the street we would sell papers. So we would sell papers in that area, and like I say, we would work with Reverend Carter to feed children breakfast in the morning. There wasn't much: oatmeal, eggs, some sausage, and a lot of the brothers say you shouldn't be giving them kids that pork. I said, well, that's what we got. That's what we got.
Mm-hmm. And at that time, was it that you were like more so the coordinator at that time?
Well, I call myself the founder and organizer, and I would coordinate the distribution of the papers and different stuff like that, and I would be in touch with Oakland, and pretty much once Boko put me in that position, then I would call. I'm trying to think who I would talk to in Oakland. But I would call Oakland and get papers and different stuff like that to come, and we'd go out to the airport to get them. And but other than that, we were pretty much on our own until Bunchy and Khalif came down.
Okay.
To look everything over, and they gave us a good report. But Fahim had more experience in the struggle. And Fahim also, Fahim just, I don't know, he just knew how to organize. Mm-hmm. So me and him had a little fist fight. And I said, well, okay, man, we're going to work together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, we put a lot of papers, because that was my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know where Zumwalt School is?
Yes, sir.
I grew up across Ledbetter from Zumwalt School, so everybody in that neighborhood knew me. People would buy papers just because they knew me. But mostly we would sell the papers downtown on what they call the Hippie Square.
Okay.
The Hippie Square, the name of it was the Stone Place Mall.
Okay.
It was across the street from LTV. Does LTV still exist? It was across the street from the LTV Towers. And brother named Raymond, he was, back then they called them Black Muslims because they hadn't come under Farrakhan yet. Mm-hmm. They were still under Elijah Muhammad. And they would sell a paper called the Muhammad Speaks. And we would sell the Black Panther paper. And, a lot of people talked about conflicts between Muslims and Panthers. Well, I was in other places, because if somebody, and the brother with the Muhammad Speaks say, man, come on, get this Muhammad Speaks, find out what's going on. And they said, man, they ain't finna buy that Muslim paper. So well, go get the Panther paper. And I do the same thing. Man, they ain't finna buy it. Well, go get the Muhammad Speaks.
Right.
Yeah, we worked together.
Right.
We worked together, and we got along beautifully.
Right. Okay. All this is very interesting. Mm-hmm. I think that I think this is something that needs to be told as often as possible. Mm-hmm. I was just curious about, and so this was obviously prior to Mr. Fahim Minka sort of coming the coordinator.
Yeah, that's when we first hit the ground in Dallas, but previous to that, mm-hmm. we had been in Denton. And I'm trying to remember what happened to Denton, but the brothers in Denton kind of went their separate ways. They didn't really go their separate ways, but I think Smitty went to Fort Worth. Leroy got his theology degree, and he was preaching. He was a pastor at a church on Bonneview Road. So, because most of the cats in Denton were college guys. Mm-hmm. And I went to Houston, and that's how the guys in Houston knew me, because I was sent out to organize the University of Houston, and that's when they found out that I knew how to organize. And but it was basically the same thing. Your major deal in organizing is having information, and what we used for information was the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party is what we use to discuss the struggle for liberation in America and the necessity of it with people on the streets. And we would sell them the paper. They would get the paper. They said, "Wait a minute, Mozambique, what's going on?" I would say, "Let me tell you about what's happening in Mozambique." And a lot of times, instead of just giving us a quarter for the paper, and this was back when $5 and $10 was a lot of money. They give us $5 and $10. But you have to remember what white folks call the zeitgeist.
Mm-hmm.
The translation is the spirit of the times. The spirit of the times that the black people were sick and tired of all that stuff that was going on, and they were looking for somebody to step out and represent them in the struggle. First, it was SNCC in Dallas. Actually, let me go back. First, it was NAACP. A lot of people criticized the NAACP because they were nonviolent, and SCLC because they were nonviolent, but they were the tip of the spear. They were the ones that went out and had to face all them Ku Klux Klanmen and stuff, and that led to us emerging because we were young and angry. That led to SNCC and the Black Panther Party emerging in Dallas, and people in Dallas were ready for change. Stone ready for change. As a matter of fact, a lot of people that I recruited, that we recruited to Black Panther Party, I don't want to be an I person, came off the streets. Came off the streets to come and work with us. Matter of fact, when Fahim became coordinator, he was working in West Dallas. A whole lot of the cats he recruited came from West Dallas because they were sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right. Okay. Well, interesting. So we won't hold you further, but we just wanted to kind of have this conversation with you about what happened in 1972, of course, and kind of a different perspective again on the origins of the Black Panther Party here in the city of Dallas, which I personally feel is a story that needs to be told very extensively. It needs to be documented very much so. I know there Mr. Minka does have something at the Dallas Public Library. Obviously, College Park, has been renamed in his honor. And in addition to that, I feel that as many of us that can, we need to document what went on specifically in Dallas because it's very important to the history of Dallas. So we appreciate you. We're forever grateful for your experiences and also your willingness to give back. And so we very much so appreciate it. And I will say, well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I appreciate y'all. I watched the video. I think it was Dewan and Devontae, and I don't know who the other guy was.
Marcus.
Was that Marcus? That were explaining community engagement activists to, I guess, some reporter. And what I noticed is that they were doing the same thing that we did in the Panther Party back in the day. We didn't contradict each other. If you talk to a Panther in Seattle, and then you talk to a Panther in Dallas, had the same information to give you. And that's what I appreciate about y'all. So you have a unity of message.
Right. So y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it from Mr. Funso. He was talking about a conversation we had. It's about 6 years ago in the Greens. That's where the conversation.
Oh, is that where it was?
It was in the Greens. Yep. So do me a big favor if you all care, like, share, subscribe to my channel. It'll be very good. I like to document history and get it directly from the folks that's actively involved, so there's not a bunch of big dispute about what happened and that sort of thing. So like, share, subscribe to my channel, and we're gonna get Mr. Funso back here again. Thank you so much.
All power to the people.